Right, it's another glorious day in an Aldi car park. Another Aldi breakfast here in Passau. So let's just have a quick recap. We were in Croatia. I wonder where we were in Croatia. Oh yes, we were just very close to the Slovenian border here in Zagreb. So I drove up to Lake Balaton in Hungary, as you can see, a very big lake. And then from there drove up to Vienna, stopped the night in Vienna. Then yesterday I tried to do this drive, but it didn't go very well because roads were closed everywhere. Over to Passau, which is just over the border in Germany there. So that's where I am today. Today I'm heading up towards Frankfurt. I'll be going past Nuremberg and somewhere slightly off the page. So about 230 miles to cover today, I think. So that'll be more than one fill up. Although she's got a fair bit of fuel in now, so she should be all right. But it's going to be Autobahn for much, if not all, of the route. So it's not going to be very exciting. I'm probably not going to record very much. Nonetheless, I'll film this first bit just so you can hear her start up. She is running very nicely at the moment, it must be said. I hope that's not famous last words. Rolled the roof back, it's still quite cool, it's below 20 degrees at the moment, or a heat wave as we call it in Wales. Yeah, we've got to get going. First test is going to be for the steering lock. Oh, just about. Right then, a long slog of 230 miles begins. Trying to go for a VMAX attempt, but people are getting in the way. 74. I think the aerodynamics with the roof back are counting against me. 75. There we go, we briefly hit 75 miles an hour, which isn't bad for a car with a claimed top speed of 68. But I don't think he's running 100% properly. CV! Blimey, I've got to go back to Denmark. We're just having a quick break at this luxurious Aral petrol station just off the motorway. They're not very good at signposting services, but I did see the sign. They got a big sign up for McDonald's and Aral, and I assumed Aral was probably petrol, and I was right. And the thing is, their super unleaded here is 102 octane compared to 97 often is the best we get in the UK. Austria was tended to be 98, yet in Eastern Europe 100. I don't know why it's always so different. So we'll see if that makes any difference. That should enable us to maybe get an even higher VMAX, because at the moment 75 is our maximum, but you know, having the roof off does not help. It's notable if I pick up a slipstream behind a truck, the difference is like amazing. Yeah. I mean, 2CVs aren't the most aerodynamic vehicles anyway, but this one, with the roof off, definitely not. Well, here's the thing. We've hit traffic, and yeah, the signs say, do this, to leave the middle free for emergency vehicles, I guess. Well, quite why you need to do that when there's a hard shoulder, I've no idea. I wondered why we'd had no traffic the other way and why this was backing up quite so much. Oh dear, the trucks have been playing bumper cars. Here we go then. Oh, this is quite a hill. Oh, we're on the stop on the speedometer. 76. 78. The stop's actually snapped off on the speedometer, but I don't think the needle wants to go any further. No, 78 seems to be all we're going to get. It's a beetle, or a kaffir as they call them here, I believe. Keeping it air cooled. He seems to have a mountain bike inside it, that's quite impressive. A friendly wave. Even though we've just proved that a 2CV is faster than a beetle. Another 2CV! We had to stop and put the roof on because it started raining again. Oh, 70 to 80! We've hit 80! Oh, briefly! It sets off a bit of a shake in the kingpins, I think. That's a good hill. Well, good morning. Yeah, no idea what day it is. I think it's Tuesday the 4th, 5th, 6th, Tuesday the 6th of August. This road trip's been going on so long I'm losing track. It is coming up to 7:30 in the morning. We have 305 miles to cover today, which is 490 kilometres. Our destination today is my friends in the Netherlands. It's going to be quite a trip. That's 4 hours 36 driving time. Estimates we'll be there at lunchtime, but I'm planning to take it easy and have many breaks. That's probably based on doing 130 kilometers an hour on the Autobahn, which we're not going to do. We did lots of VMAXing yesterday, and when I got here there was barely any oil left in the engine. So we should be kinder to Elly today, I think, and take it nice and steady. Because it's amazing how many miles you can cover, even taking it easy. But she's just running beautifully at the moment. All those issues with plugs fouling up. I did say in an earlier video I'd fitted hotter plugs. I knew what I meant, and it wasn't that. I fitted colder plugs, NGK B8HS. But because they're colder plugs, they can cope with a hotter cylinder temperature, is what I meant. So that seems to have worked. She's been running lovely on those plugs. Oh yeah, where we are. We're in the town of Bischbrum. We are, as you can see from that sign, we are not a million miles away from Frankfurt. "18 kilometers to the next town." Oh, and the sky's rather black over that way. Oh well. I was hoping to avoid rain. It's a lot quieter with the roof off. So someone on Twitter warned me that the A3, which we're on, was littered with roadworks, but this isn't the UK, so it's fine. Apart from that one incident where there had been a crash on the other carriageway, the roadwork sections are fine. This one's even still got a 62 mile an hour speed limit. Sometimes it drops to 50, but this one hasn't. Typical that it should start raining now we've got to Frankfurt, where yeah, it's sticky. It's almost 8:30 in the morning, so it is kind of rush hour. But yeah, we're not going anywhere very quickly at the moment. Lovely van in front for all the OCD freaks there. I didn't even know Vespas could go that quickly. What a madman. I'm doing 57 miles an hour at the moment. Wobbling around all over the place. Lunatic. Nice early 911. Truly, the glamour of German motorway services is too much. Yeah, it's been jumped on, it's been smashed, it's from the Netherlands, all very sad, and not even a sole example. There's a Corsa over there, exactly the same. But she isn't yet dripping, we'll see if she will, and we'll give her a check over and carry on. Right, just managed to stop at an actually pleasant services, although I think my indicator flasher can has just packed up. Just check the connections on the back of it. Oh dear. Just as I start recording. Oh well, there we go. Yeah, my indicator relay seems to have packed up. The indicators are on, rather too on. I'm going to have to flash the indicators manually myself, I think. Yeah, that sort of works. Right, let's try again. I've decided to dispel with motorway. I've actually made too much progress today. Oh dear. I may have failed to put the microphone on again. I'm good at that. I stopped for fuel and then forgot to put it back on. But yeah, we're in the, well, we're skirting Cologne, which is a very big city indeed. And yeah, progress is proving frustratingly slow. Maybe I should have stuck to the Autobahn and just parked up somewhere. Entirely failed to notice that Elly has just hit 217,000 miles. Milestones come thick and fast on this trip. Right, I'm just parked up roadside. It's very noisy. We are in Freisitz region, Heinsberg. Yes, somewhere near the Rhine again, I think, as we approach the Netherlands border. I'm just going to put the indicators on. I'll demonstrate my indicator issue. This is it. You'll see there's a lack of flashing. That's not good, so I'm having to manually flash the indicator, which is less than ideal, I would suggest. Oh, it's flickering, it's trying. Come on, Elly. There we go. Self-healing indicators. Oh no, gone. Oh, yeah, that's problematic. I'll just show you where the can is. I'll turn it off because I'm worried it might burn itself out otherwise. That's the can here. You can see why we call it a flasher can relay. It is a metal can. This one's actually covered in rubber. But yeah, interestingly, the hazards, which use the same relay, oh no, they've packed up now as well. Oh dear. Yeah, that's a dead relay. And I do not have a spare because that's not one of the things you expect will fail. Yeah, I may be able to pick one up somewhere. I might see if I can find one in the Netherlands, but otherwise I'm just going to have to flick the indicator stalk myself until I'm home. I do have more of them at home. You can get modern replacements. even solid state ones that don't have a relay in, or a proper relay rather than that flasher camera. It's a bimetallic bender, but I love the noise those make, and I love the slightly offbeat. It's not a regular pattern, or it is a regular pattern, but it's on and then it's off and then it's on and then it's off and it's on, and it's kind of, yeah, it's uneven. That's what I'm trying to say, between the on and the off. But yeah, they can sort of squeak a bit as well. I love the noise of them. So I would rather fit another one of those, but I don't think anyone makes them anymore. So you can only get the more modern type. So I may have to concede that actually just having working indicators is preferable. But yeah, I've just had my picnic lunch here, you know, settling in, enjoying it, because I've got hours to kill. Otherwise I'm going to be with Patrick and Ivan far too early. The plan is to stay with them tonight. They're the organisers of Japan Classic Sunday. Redo the Nissan Cedric video in the morning, and then I've got to drive up to the north side of the Netherlands, where I'm going to shoot another 2 videos, so I better make sure all my batteries are charged up, and then get the ferry tomorrow night, and then we're back home, which is good because I have 1 pair of pants left, so that's tomorrow sorted. I'm a bit worried about Wednesday. If you see me on Wednesday, probably don't come too close, it could be disastrous. So this is the relay. I've removed it because I've just been into a branch of Brezan, or however you pronounce it, at the recommendation of my friend Stein, but no joy. They haven't got anything on the shelf that'll fit, so that's a bit irritating. Maybe I should just give it a... oh no, it looks quite rusty. Maybe that's not helping. So this merry scene is British car parts. Yeah, what an amazing place it is here in the Netherlands. It's like a bit of England, really. But sadly, we tried various relays and unsuccessful. Elly still refuses to play, so I'm just going to have to continue manual indication, and yeah, all a bit annoying, really. Ooh, that's quite a nice burble. Big American Ford pickup. Nice. Nice W126 Mercedes there as we head towards the ferry port. Just finished doing another video, and so we've done a fair few miles today, which I haven't recorded. But oh, bye-bye Mercedes. Renault 4 there as well. Oh, I love the Netherlands. But now we are ferry bound. Been having a pretty epic battle with this little Mini. Oh, they got the legs of me again. Little Morris Mini Minor. It's absolutely mint condition. We're almost at the ferry port, so I wonder if they're going for a ride on the boat as well. But yeah, maybe they're taking it back home. So yeah, we made it. 60 years of the Mini being celebrated, and which is why there are Minis. We've got German Minis, Dutch Minis all heading to the UK. So yeah, lots of fun. Quite breezy. I'm hoping the crossing isn't going to be too lively. But yeah, with this wind, it could be an exciting night ahead. But hopefully it'll just rock me to sleep. It's quite nice that the Mini owners just push their cars along when they're in the queue. Give them a rest, because otherwise they're going to get quite hot just sat here at a queue. So yeah, just push your Mini, and what works for them works for me and Elly as well. After all, she's transported me quite enough on this trip, I think. Not only have we got Minis variously, there are hot rods variously on this crossing as well. And further back, my friends Richard and Janice in their 2CV, which has a GS flat 4 engine for extra excitement. So fun times. It feels like we're all going to a big party, even though some of us are going home from a big party. There we go then, driving onto a boat. Whoa, look at all the minis. Mini minis. Wow. And a big mini. One last view of the Netherlands as we sail away. There we are then, emerging into a surprisingly sunny England. Must remember which side of the road to drive on. It's been a while, 5 weeks since I jumped aboard a ferry. Oh no, it'll be 5 weeks tomorrow. So here we are then, back in the UK. I went to that supermarket a month ago. Just remember my indicators still don't flash, so I have to manually flash them. Yeah, it does feel strange to be back, but what an adventure it has been. In a car that had the engine rebuilt the day before we left. While I'm reflecting on the journey, it's worth remembering that this was quite an adventure for me and Elly, but every car there was having an adventure of some sort. My friends Jules and Emily, they re-chassied their Diane just before the trip. It was MOT'd the week before, and then they drove it over 1,000 miles in 2 days to get to the meeting. So yeah, all manner of heroic deeds. Unfortunately, there have been traumas on the way back, quite a few. My mates Liz and Dunk have had to abandon their 2CV. That's the pink one with the BMW conversion. Sadly, there's some massive ignition failure on it, and they've had to fly back to the UK and leave their 2CV to be recovered. They did actually have European breakdown cover, which was very sensible of them. Right, just filled up with fuel. Of course, one issue I have, which I've had throughout this trip, is that my bank card got cancelled. Didn't even bloody look. Ugh. Where was I? Oh yes, bank card got cancelled. I did thankfully have some English money on me, so I've been able to get one fill, but one fill is not going to get us home because we've still got 250 miles to cover, and generally Elly's range is about 180-200 miles, but I think I've got enough left for a splash and dash. Oh, a little German right-hand drive Riley Elf. Sadly getting very confused by the lanes. Looking very sweet in the sunshine. It is slightly confusing because we're going right here effectively, but we're going left to go right. Over 100 miles covered now. That's not bad considering it is 9 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, set fair. This is the A14, the glorious A14. Now here's an oddity for you. Coming up, just coming past. That's not a Toyota Yaris, that's a Toyota Vitz. That's a Japanese import. The odd thing is, I'd never even heard of it before my mate Hurst tweeted about spotting a Toyota Vitz the other day and wondering why on earth anyone would import one. There's another one. Oh, it's just clicked over. 99 miles to go. We're into double figures. So just coming up to the M54, which means we can leave the M6. It wasn't too bad through Birmingham, really. Shropshire. We're heading to Shrewsbury, where I think we'll stop for lunch. It's quite a nice farm shop and I feel like a treat. Isn't it good to be back in the UK? No. This is Wales. I just missed the sign. Sorry, I wasn't quite quick enough. But I can confirm this is officially Wales. We're coming up to the town of Trewen, and yeah, I am very happy to be back in Wales. We're going to go and see Tuk because I need to assess how broken her engine is. I didn't have any other spark plugs last time I was there when I was meant to be preparing Elly for her adventure. But I now have a few spares, so I'm going to see if one can be encouraged to go home, because the thread ended up being damaged on the broken plug when it was spat out because it dragged on the ground. So I'm hoping that's why I couldn't get it to go back in, and not that the thread in the head has been damaged. So we'll go and do a quick assessment, because that will inform what happens next weekend. It's the Retro Rides gathering next weekend at Shelsley Walsh. Tuk has been given an invite, but at the moment she can't attend. So Elly went 2 years ago, Mighty Datcher went a year ago, so you know, you've got to rotate the fleet. I could take the Fox maybe, but it's not quite the same, is it? Yay, it's Tuk! Taking her out for a bit of a run, and she seems all right. Unfortunately, the screen washer's packed up. But she's motoring along very nicely, so hopefully that means Retro Rides Gathering is a goer. Last hurtle home on the beautiful roads of mid Wales. We've been to some amazing places, but Wales is still pretty special. My good luck ran out. This is it then. That is the end of the adventure. I think we've done something like 3,400 miles. I think. I'm rubbish with numbers. It was a lot, but we're home. And I can get out of the car. And no, we haven't got to go anywhere tomorrow. There's Myrtle. Been sitting neglected outside, Foxanne in the garage, and we saw Tuk on the way back. So there we go, the entire fleet has almost managed to get into the video. But yeah, there we go. What an adventure. That's been amazing. That's 5 weeks since we departed, and like I say, 3,400 miles. We've been to so many countries, so many places, met so many people. I must say huge thanks to everyone along the way who offered accommodation or space or food, and all those we just had a nice time with, just chatting and talking about whatever. Yeah, so many lovely people in the world let me play with their lovely cars. It's been amazing. There's so many things to love about that trip, although mostly what I'm loving is being home, and I'm going to go and have a nice cup of tea. But there you go, that was the adventure. Not quite so exciting on the way home. It really was just a case of get home. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Thanks for all your lovely comments along the way. Yeah, it's been great to be able to share the journey with you. And there will be more adventures with more cars, or not these cars, maybe some other cars in other parts of the world. It's an exciting year ahead. So yeah, I look forward to seeing you in a future video. One last time, Elly, farewell. It seems no rest for Elly. She's having to jump start Myrtle. Myrtle's battery has gone flat after being left parked up for 5 weeks. I wasn't really expecting that. Have we got a good connection now? Yes. Alright, here we go. There we go. Well done, Elly. Maybe now you can have a rest. I think it's time to see if Foxanne will be the one vehicle that can start without the assistance of a 2CV. First of all, we've got the extremely dodgy battery clamp. That is still, you know, the temporary measure, but is still there. And then we should get in. I expect a certain amount of cranking will be required, because she hasn't moved for a very long time. Probably the longest out of all of them. But there we go. Got the ignition light. There we go. I wouldn't say she's idling sweetly, but she starts. Excellent.